so the ghostwriter was having sex
Is she
with
an
the
actual
husband.
ghost?
No.
Do you know this whole time I was thinking like an actual ghost?
She was having sex with a ghost?
Do you guys know what a ghost?
No, I don't know what a ghost
But
writer
you
is,
said-
but you said it was horror, so
Yeah.
I was literally thinking like a
thought it was
ghost
like-
writer. I thought the writer was paralyzed and the ghost.
I thought it was like a ghoul.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna talk about like ghost sex, and I was okay.
Guys, welcome back to the Lord Far Squad pod. This is a brand new day. There is nothing the same
Everything has
as
changed.
last week. I just normally wear this skirt,
That
which I
like-
honestly kind of love.
honestly, I
does
feel
look
like
good
it's
on you.
kind of.
Thank you so much. But in the
jealous.
meantime, welcome back to the group chat. We have a super cool episode today. Well, let's also just talk about it. We are shooting 2 episodes in one day, but we forgot to bring a second set of clothes, so we just decided to switch.
Do we look
And
cute?
I feel like
I can't even tell. Like,
yeah,
it's
this
like,
is kind of our vibes. I don't know.
we're kind of like, what do you call it? Soul twins, but like
Soul triplets?
Soul triplets, because like our outfits
Striplets?
just striplets. We're striplets.
We're striplets.
It's
So we're
just work.
treating this like it's a whole new day.
Because it is.
But we're super, super excited. If this is your first time, welcome. My name is Miguel.
I'm Mandy.
And I'm Barbie.
And on this special episode of the Lord Fire Squad podcast, our first guest of season 2. Let's give her a round of applause.
Oh my god, thanks.
It's
Paula.
It's Paula.
Hi.
Paula, I really want to get started. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, like, are we talking about like what I do or like who I am?
Yeah, well, give me both. But let's start
Okay.
what do you do?
Okay, I am a writer and social media manager to make money. And I also host a lot of different poetry and music events mainly in LA, but kind of like OC, IE, I kind of go all around.
You go to IE.
Yeah, my first event was in the IE, so yeah. I grew up in New Jersey.
Oh,
I
Jersey
went to
girl.
college in Tennessee.
Oh,
so
you're like East Coast type of girl.
I'm an East Coast
That's
girl.
crazy.
Yeah. So then when I first moved here last year, I was living in Riverside first, and I think that's why
And you
I
didn't
like it so
cry?
much.
Like,
No, I liked
I
it.
have friends who are also from the East Coast. Shout out, you know who you are. She's from Boston.
She said friends, and she's like, she. It's one bitch. I have so many friends from the...
from the East Coast.
She moved to the IE. That's her first place in California. And I was like, I would have cried. I'd be like, I'm going to LA. I'm going to LA, and then I end up in Riverside. That's crazy.
It was a great place to start for me. I honestly loved it. I think it was a great place for me to have my first event and everything. And there are like
Yeah, that
so
makes
many
sense.
like amazing poets and writers that I met that are from the IE.
There's a
and
big Latino community
I
there, too,
really,
I feel like.
I loved it there, honestly. And I still go back to visit pretty regularly. My partner lives over there, so then I go back to visit pretty regularly. Yeah.
No, tell me about your poetry, because I went to one of your events you had in, where were we? Was it LA? Were we in
Long Beach.
Long Beach. We're in
Long
Long
Beach.
Beach. I was like, I'm there. Don't know where I was.
Don't worry about it.
No, but I bought your poetry book, so tell me about
You
that.
have a book?
Are you
She's
published
a published author.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so the event that we had in August, that one was a collaboration event with like a poetry collective that's based in Long Beach. I love them so much. Shout out to them. It's No Pull Poetry, and they host open mics every 2 weeks. And then I like met them, and they're super cool people, and we were like, let's do a collab. So we did, and I've done a couple of collab events. And I've started to be pickier about who I work with, because I really like to curate the environment, and I'm really specific about. And
Are you talking about the type of poetry or the type of person?
a bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the
low-key.
kind of poetry that you don't prefer?
Slam poetry?
This is no, I do.
that's the one I prefer.
I like slam poetry. Like, I actually kind of love it. Like, it can be so funny. Like, I mean, Mandy was it like the caramel poem. I don't know, like
was
stuff like
so-
that. Like they make it really funny.
You did a kind of slam poetry too about.
I mean, I don't typically write slam poetry. Like, but there is a type of poetry that I think that's meant to be read and one that's meant to be written. So sometimes I write one in a way that I'm like, okay, I know I'm writing this to read it out loud eventually.
okay.
So yeah, I just like depends on the type, but I really do like slam poetry. I think I have beef with like Instagram poetry, but like a very specific
That's
kind.
real.
Like
I was just about to say, like,
I'm really
my favorite
picky.
one is on Instagram.
Like no, not specifically because I post my poetry on Instagram,
Yeah.
But there's a specific genre of Instagram poetry.
Yeah.
That's like
I was in college and I had a roommate who will not be named, but we both just didn't vibe with her. But she had a book. Girl, don't act like you don't know exactly who I'm talking about. Anyways, she had a book and she was like, "This poetry book is so good. Like, it changed my life. You need to read it."
Was
and
it Ruby
was it
Cower?
Milk and Honey?
No, it
yeah.
wasn't Ruby Card. But it was like, ever since Ruby Card did what she did, I feel like everyone knocked it off.
No, 100%.
And you could say Ruby Card's corny, but she's the one who pioneered that corniness.
Was it Gabby Hanna?
I swear to God, basically. It'd be like, "I am woman, but I am she." It was like,
That just sounds like Ruby Cower. I'm gonna be
I was
honest.
like, "Girl, shut."
Oh, come
The whole
on.
thing I was reading was like, "Hear me roar."
Oh wait, hold on. I think I actually know what book you're talking about. I don't remember the title, but I think I've probably read it. I've read like a lot of really
and
crappy
it's
poetry
always like
books.
the line drawings. It's just like,
Always.
girl.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's me. That's my beef with poetry. Is
No,
that
I
specific
have beef
kind.
with that kind of poetry
You know what?
too.
You've only shared your beef. It's time to. Where's your love?
Spread
verse?
some love.
My love of the week.
Yeah,
is,
give us your love of the week, but give it to us in haiku.
shit.
5, 7, and 5.
Okay. I love the movies. They are so good. I love them. Movies are so good.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
The way you said so much and didn't say anything at all.
Yeah, literally.
My
Are y'all
favorite
not
thing.
impressed with the fact that I was able to just make it work like that though? Like, I'm literally a poet.
I said haiku, but I don't actually know how that works.
5, 7,
You
5.
said
Yeah.
575? What does that mean?
5 syllables. 7 syllables.
yeah, first
5.
line is 5 syllables. No, 5 syllables? 5 syllables.
Yeah.
Second line is 7. Third line is 5. And that's a whole haiku. It's just 3 lines.
Fair.
Okay,
Yeah, it just like
poet.
structured.
Wow, you taught him something.
Yeah, thank you so much. This
Class
is
is in
this is our
session.
TED Talk.
No, but I do want to talk to you about your book. Like, I've sat down and read some of it, but I'm like, how your mind? Like, how do you? Because you basically are telling a story through a whole bunch of different poems. Like
Yeah.
how? Like and it's like I don't understand. Like, how does your mind work?
So
How does
it's
brain work?
it's a narrative poetry collection, which means like it like tells a story along with it. Which like it was intentional, but it was also a little bit accidental. Like I wrote most of the poems first, and then I started putting them together, and I was like, wait a second. I was like, this is kind of a story. So then I separated it into 4 acts. I edited it a lot.
Wow.
And then I really wanted to go with the idea of the Byronic hero because I was in college at the time and learning that in like class and stuff. And
Which is that's the title of your
yeah,
of your
it's
book.
Penance of the Byronic Hero, and the Byronic Hero.
Byronic?
Byronic.
What does that mean?
So James Byron, he was a poet. Or no, not James Byron. My bad. Lord Byron. He was a poet. Like a long ass time ago. I don't even remember.
Don't even worry about it.
Whatever. But he had like the stereotype of being like the playboy. He ruined lives. Blah blah blah. So then my book is called Penance the Byronic Hero because people. Like the James Bond archetype was based off of the Byronic hero. So the way I like when my parents would ask me like, "What's your book about?" I'd be like, "What if James Bond said sorry? What if
that.
someone hurts him so badly and then he's like, wait a second, I'm gonna go through my redemption arc," and that's like pretty much what it is. Yeah, but it's not necessarily a man. Like it's
Yeah.
just like general.
A player,
a character.
repents.
Yeah, a player repents essentially, but like a lot. The book puts
I know a
lot
lot
better
of you
than
bitches
that.
out there need to read that.
Some people need their redemption arc. Exactly.
Write in,
That's
we'll
really
send you the
cool.
book.
Yeah.
We will not be sending you. We will not be sending you a book. What I want to know more about, like, I feel like in my head, if I think, oh, I want to write a book one day, how do you even go about that? Like,
Yeah, how did you
are you
get
a published?
published?
Like,
Yeah,
She's
so it's
published.
published. It's by like a really small independent press. And like honestly, when you finish writing, like when a book is complete, it's like it's not really done. Like I have like a bunch of poet friends. I just hit them all up and I was like, can you guys like look through this and edit? Like I'll explain it to you and then you just like give me your feedback. So I did that for like a couple months. I think the whole process from writing the book to publishing was probably like 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Because it was like me writing it, me editing it on my own, and then going through the next phase, which was like sending it to all of my poet friends and working from there. And then it was the next phase of querying. Querying is just like sending out your manuscript to a bunch of publishing houses and being like, please publish me. And that's like essentially what the whole querying process is.
Wow.
So then I did that for a while, and then someone picked it up, and then after they picked it up, it went through another round of editing, and then book cover, and then talking about marketing deals.
The
and,
book
like,
cover is beautiful.
thank you. I found the picture. It's a picture of Lord Byron on his deathbed, and
Period.
one of my partner's friend like they do like calligraphy, so then we got them to handwrite it, and I had like a very specific vision for it, and I was like, and my publisher was pitching me like covers and stuff, and I was like, I don't like any of these, I'm gonna do it
You're like,
myself.
I'm gonna do what I know.
Yeah, I was like, I got it.
You know the artist.
Lord Byron was a skinty king.
He was.
What year was he around?
I think it was the 1800s. Don't quote me, guys. I'm like a really fake English major.
1800s. For some reason I thought it would be older.
I think
Byron.
don't quote me on that. I'm a really
lords.
fake English major.
How many no's did you get before you got like the
Oh my
yes?
god, a lot. 1700s. I lied.
1700s.
Okay.
She's saying 1700
1700
no's. I was like,
And yet she
Imagine.
persisted.
nevertheless, she persisted.
She roared.
I am woman, hear me roar.
But yeah, I mean, I imagine it's obviously kind of like a short film, or like when indie films come out,
Yeah,
they're like looking
essentially.
for a studio to distribute it.
It's like probably on the same level of difficulty, I think.
But were you getting like rejection letters or like phone calls or
It
something?
would completely depend. Not phone calls, because I don't like phone calls. So I would just tell them, I was like, just email me, please. So
I don't want to hear your voice telling you.
But then you finally got that yes.
yeah, then I finally got it.
I'm curious. How did you keep up the, not the courage, but like the confidence to keep going?
like, keep pushing
Yeah,
it?
because I feel like I would be like, all right.
I mean,
One no,
honestly,
I'm like,
no,
yeah,
that's
I'm good,
fair
okay.
enough. Like, I mean, I feel like writers kind of have to have like tough skin to be able to go through these rounds of rejection, because like if you want to be a writer who puts your work out to like magazines or publishing houses or whatever, you're gonna get a bunch of rejections. Like, it's
Yeah.
really inevitable. But I started writing books, like full books, I think when I was like 11 or 12. And I started querying at that age too, where like I had this little email. I think I was so bold. I found John Green's email.
Period.
And I wrote like an alternate ending to The Fault in Our Stars, and I was like, "King, you need to hear this." And I sent
my
it.
God.
That's so
He
funny.
never replied. So
that's
John
so
Green,
funny.
if you're
You made
watching
him
this,
Quake in his boots. He was like, wow, sure.
he was like, "Oh my god,
He was
she's
like,
so
delete
good.
the evidence of this
She's
email
coming for my
immediately."
job."
She's querying too good.
I've always
every
been like
day.
a cold pitcher. Like, I just like find people's emails, and I'm just like, "You're gonna read my stuff." So I've done that since I was literally 12.
And I love that.
You had to.
so-
When I was like 11 or 12, I remember I read this book. I don't even remember the name of the author, but it was like for kids. It was like 11, 12-year-old type of book, but it was like a little thick novel. I found the name of the author. Her name was like Julie something. I emailed her being like, I love your book. Oh my gosh, da, da, da. She responded being like, thank you so much for reading my book, blah, blah. It was really sweet. And then my older brother was like, that's not even her, that's her team.
I was just about to say
I was
that.
like, that's her team. I was
Like, you know that was the fucking intern.
You're just crushing
hilarious. I'm like,
dreams.
people, my brother's saying that you have a team. Do you have a team?
You asked her
yes,
that?
I
Oh
was
my god!
little.
Did you
So
reply?
embarrassing.
I was so little, and then she responded like, "No, lol, I don't have a team." And then I emailed her again. She stopped responding. She's like, "I thought we
She's
had
like,
a
okay, that's
connection going
enough.
on, but okay."
That's how I felt. Did you guys ever get those signed notes from like the president in elementary school?
Oh my God,
where they
no.
were like, excellent student, and I was like, yo. Obama
president.
sees me. I'm like, guys,
I did not get that. I got like an equivalent of that when I did my citizenship this past summer though, where it was like, no, but it was like not in a cute way. It was really funny. Like I did my citizenship. They like swore us in and everything. Because I just became a U.S. citizenship, I think,
Hell
like
yeah.
in July.
Did you get a cool
And-
little flag?
Yeah, they gave me like a little flag and
I love
everything.
that.
Yeah, it was like a whole thing.
cute.
But then like the guy who was like swearing us in, it was a room full of us, and he was like, "Okay, guys, like there's someone who really wants to talk to you guys." And the way he was hyping it up, I thought they were gonna bring out the mayor. He puts on a video of Joe Biden. I was like, okay.
What
It's like when you're on the tram at Universal Studios and Jimmy Kimmel's like,
Jimmy Fallon.
"Oh my bad." Jimmy Fallon is the one being like, "Hey guys, I'm taking you on the tour."
Did
exactly.
what did Joe Biden say?
I don't
Just
even
give you a
remember. I
thumbs up.
honestly low-key zoned out. No, like it was just like, oh, like you made a step to like become a citizen of this country, and like you're loyal, you're committed, and it was like this whole like
I
patriotic
think thousands
spiel.
and millions of people are loyal and committed to Joe Biden, but you're not giving them the citizenship.
No,
Period.
and he like mentioned that too. Well, maybe Joe Biden will tune in. We're gonna send him a letter with the link.
Yeah, because you're from Brazil, right?
I have dual. Well, I now have triple citizenship, but
Oh,
before
okay.
I had Brazilian and Canadian.
Oh,
That's insane.
Yeah, so now I have
That's
three.
insane, Laura. You can just like
No, I can like full
stack.
stack.
That's so
Wow.
Have you lived in Canada before?
Yeah, for like, so my parents immigrated from Brazil to Canada first, and then I was
Oh,
born in
okay.
Canada, and I lived there until I was like 4, and then I moved to New Jersey. So that's why I don't really count Canada as part of my lore, because I just like never went back. So when
What
someone
part of
asked me,
Canada?
Vancouver.
I was like,
Yeah,
have
so
friends in there, too.
California of Canada.
Yeah, essentially.
Is that what they say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
California, Canada.
Yeah, it's really pretty. I went back to visit for the first time, I think, last year. But aside from that, I had like literally never gone back. So I grew up
You
in New
don't
Jersey.
relate.
doesn't claim Canada.
No, I do not. I'm too mean. I'm not nice enough for Canada.
It's the New Jersey in you.
No, exactly. It jumps out.
Well, yeah, which do you prefer? New Jersey, Canada, or Los Angeles?
She was 4 in Canada.
I can't really say Canada. I mean, low key, my favorite city is New York because I grew up in Newark, New Jersey, which is like right next to New York City. So I would grow up taking the train there all the time. So New York is still my favorite city ever.
Do you know anybody who stays there? Axel and I are going to New York in October, and we still have.
I know a couple. Most of my friends have moved out from there, but he's like, do you know?
Dude, no, because
Do you know the guy?
Airbnb prices are so
Why would
expensive
you
now.
do Airbnb though? I feel like Airbnb.
I do the same Airbnb every other year when I go, and it tripled in price. Like for the 4 days.
Get a hotel in
Like a
New
Motel
York.
6.
But
Hotels
even
are
then,
cheaper.
well, $1,200 just for the 4 nights.
No, go on.
wild.
Listen, do you have Hopper?
No.
Oh,
Okay, Hopper. I
Hopper.
love Hopper. They use for flights, but you can also get hotels there. And I
So
got
you're not
like
gonna hook me
such
up
a
with one of
cheap-
your friends?
No. But my friends live in like dorms in NYU. Like I
Okay,
don't think.
Axel and I can like leave and like each of us take one of your roommates. Like, oh.
Oh my god, do you want to stay in Newark, New Jersey?
We're flying into Newark actually.
Okay, I don't
Oddly
think you want to stay there.
enough.
I don't think you want to stay
The
there, King.
stars are kind of aligning.
I know. I don't really.
Everyone
I
flies into
digress.
Newark.
Sleep on a bunk bed in a dorm.
How come you don't have a New Jersey accent?
Okay, so New Jersey, where I grew up, they weren't that much of a thing because I didn't grow up. I grew up going
Brazilians?
to the Jersey Shore. Yeah, Newark is like considered like a little Brazil in New Jersey,
that's
where
cute.
like my parents told me when they first moved to Newark from Canada, no one in Canada spoke Portuguese, and then my dad, like, they always told me the story where they
He's
were
the
like
founder of the
going.
Brazilian.
Yeah, actually, he like he built that from the
that's so
ground up.
cute.
No, I'm kidding. But he wanted to like impress my mom, and he was like, look, I'm gonna talk to this person, random person on the street in Portuguese, and they're gonna respond in Portuguese, and he did, and my mom was like shocked.
He manifested that shit.
No, like it's just because everyone
Everyone
in
there
Newark
is-
speaks Portuguese.
yeah.
They're all Brazilian or from Portugal or like a lot of Hispanic people, but mainly Brazilians.
Wow.
So
But I feel like, and it's also the same here because we're what, Newark.
Newark.
Like a lot of Brazilians,
Yeah,
Portuguese
they
speaking.
all-
There's also like an area in New York where there's a bunch of Jewish people.
oh yeah.
And it's almost like everybody just chooses like
Their little
Their little sections of
their little
yeah. I mean that's how
sections.
New York is kind of split up. Like there's
call
like
it boroughs.
There's why that's why
Barrios?
there's like the little Italy and stuff in New York.
Yeah.
Like it's like you go to different parts of New York and you're gonna find a congregation of like because they found their people.
And even
you know?
here, it's I feel like it's kind of similar.
It is. I have
true.
yet to find the Brazilians here though. So if you guys are out there, please.
let her know where you're hiding.
I don't know where
I
they
feel like
are.
they'd be in Glendale.
There's no like probably.
Yeah, Glendale.
Yeah, that's so cute. Anyways, I wanted to kind of talk about. Well, I mean, how did we all get to know you? So I got to know you because I hosted a thrift event that flopped, but no one showed up. But
Oh, it wasn't that bad. The marketing could have been
the
better.
marketing could
marketing.
have been better.
But it looked very cool. It was.
Yeah,
it was
I was
very.
like,
was super
very
cute.
nice.
Yeah.
Idea-wise, contextually, 8.
Yeah. No crumbs.
No crumbs, but nobody showed up, so full meal was left. There was nobody to participate.
There were no crumbs to drop. Actually,
It was all crumbs. But yeah, so I don't know how your name came across to be a part of
I
it.
think
I don't know.
Josh mentioned it to me.
Okay, so
and
maybe
then-
he mentioned it to me.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So I hosted. It was like a thrift arts creative market in LA that we hosted at the church we go to in Los Angeles, and I was just reaching out to all the creatives I knew and reached out to Paula. And at that point, you were doing more like thrift.
Yeah,
right?
I mainly do coffee pop-ups, but then occasionally I'm like I sell clothes sometimes too. So then if there's a market that's like I can't do coffee at, then
Okay,
I'm like,
so
okay,
you're
I'll
a
just do
poet, a
clothes.
barista coffee shop type owner.
Yeah, you
type
kinda
of,
have,
and then-
like-
and then
I do
you're-
like a lot.
you have like multiple feet in the pond.
Yeah, I low key. Feet in
That's
the pond.
not
I don't
a
think that's a
saying.
saying.
Or what is it saying? Like you dip your toes in many pools.
I think I do. Jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Master of none.
Yeah.
Oh.
But better than a master of one. That's the full
I love
phrase.
that.
Exactly. But no, I mean, I think if I am a master, I'm like, I consider writing my main thing, and then I just kind of do all of this extra stuff on top of it. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Is there one thing? Because obviously, you know, the writing thing. There are things that you do maybe because you need a source of income or something. And I feel like people have to do that in Los Angeles to like
Yeah.
make a living because you can never have just one goddamn job. But But was there ever like an avenue that you wanted to just like, if you could focus on that one thing, make money off of it, and like this is
Writing.
where like my passion is?
Writing 100%. Like I don't. Yeah, if I could just do writing, I think I would.
Would you continue to do poems, or could you write like the next Hunger Games?
I don't know about the next Hunger Games. Like, but I think I love
ACOTAR?
writing.
Like, are you writing like smut?
No.
Disappointing.
You've missed a very large market.
I'm working on a novel right now, and I submitted it to like, I was in this writer's workshop online, and we all like read each other's work and stuff, and they read like the first 10 pages, and everyone was like, I want them to hook up like right now. Everyone, that was the main feedback from everyone in the class.
But was that your intention?
It's a rom-com, so like,
period,
yeah,
period,
but they
period.
were like,
Imagine
they
you were
need
like,
to have
they're
sex.
siblings.
Or like,
that was the case.
or like, would you ever? Could you see yourself being in a headspace where you can write that? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I would
Right, what?
like a romantic like sex scene. I feel like I would turn myself on.
I find it like, no, I get them to turn yourself on. It's crazy.
Like,
I would feel too awkward, I think.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, it just like, if I would feel like, how do you describe that? Like, other
The
people do
member?
it so well.
Quivering member.
Like, I would feel so awkward trying to like type that out, you know?
I think I'd be
I don't think I
embarrassed
could.
If someone was like, "What are you writing?" And you're like,
delete.
"That's crazy."
That'd be wild.
So the rom com's gonna be very like PG.
Wholesome.
Yeah.
What do we need more of?
We'll
Because
find out.
the
bit of
perverted
spice.
youth. The perverted youth want
Youth.
sex scenes in every single chapter.
I like sucking your meat. Like that could be like the name of the chapter. Come on.
And that's
Oh
why
my God.
nobody's buying your book.
Right.
That's so funny.
I thought that's what ILSYM meant.
What?
What?
What does that mean? SYM? Sucking at me?
I
ILYSM.
like sucking your meat.
I love you so much.
Oh. I thought that meant
What are you saying?
I thought that meant I like sucking your meat.
Wow. That's funny.
I don't know where to go from there. Anyways, yeah, I mean, when I initially reached out to you to the pod, it was after your little poetry event too, because I was like, okay, she really is jack of all trades. Like, let's get her on. Like, she has things to share. But yeah, I feel like we originally connected through fashion and thrifting. That's something that I love to do, and
A little too much
because Barbie thinks I am the ultimate consumer.
I think you are. I think you are. But you've gotten better. Because in college,
I don't think I have.
Well, okay. It was just so funny because in college, if you wanted to go to my closet, there was maybe like 5 to 15 pieces at a time. And I never had anything to wear. Look, by the way,
And then she would complain.
I would complain about it and I would cry about it. And I'd be like, I feel so awkward. I don't have the right clothes. Mandy on the other hand had so many clothes. Like, just like her closet was stuffed. And I'd be like, I would hate to live like that. But I would also hate to live like me. But yeah, it was so funny because there would be some girls like, no, Barbie, I'll help you find your fashion style. Let's go to your closet. I'm sure you know how people always exaggerate. I have nothing to wear. I'm sure
She
you're exaggerating.
doesn't.
They show up and they're like, oh, you really don't have anything to wear. So
Oh, wow.
I feel like we have the opposite of, and so my experience with Mandy, I'd be like, Mandy, you just have so much stuff. Like, I don't know.
No, and honestly, since I started dating my girlfriend, it's gotten a lot worse because our favorite pastime is like opening packages we get like over FaceTime. I'm like, and I'll get like 5 to 10 packages a week.
Oh my God.
Mandy,
Wow.
that's so bad.
Wait.
That's killing the planet.
Where are you shopping?
Single-handedly, you and your girlfriend are murdering this planet.
No,
That's
it's
crazy.
not because I shop on eBay and Depop.
That doesn't matter. There's still
There's still shipping and boxes that need to be.
From the
But
shipping.
here's the thing.
Bitch, just walk to the Goodwill.
I also do that. But here's the thing. I reuse packaging because I also sell on Depop.
Liar.
I ask for people to reuse packaging.
Fraud.
Hoax.
And if it doesn't go to me, it's going to the wasteland. So
Do you still shop as much? Like, I feel like, do you still have that thrifting business?
me, I now have.
She's like, I actually just shop for myself now.
I keep all the
Fuck the
clothes.
rest of you.
My parents will be like, oh, like I'll be at Goodwill for like 5 hours. They're like,
Like,
oh,
you have a client?
yeah. They're like, you have a client. I'm like, it's me.
I'm the client.
I'm the client. And my niece, she's like 5. She will come into my room and she's been on this rampage. She's like, why do you need more things? It's a mess in here. Like, how can you live like this? Like, why do you need that? But every time I get a package, she's like, wait for me. I want to see what you got. So
I mean, it is kind of fun to get new things, but
And that's why people
when
watch
it comes
unboxing
to
videos.
Consumption, right? Would you guys consider yourself more maximalist? We know Mandy, minimalist, or
somewhere in between.
somebody teen, and why? Do you do that intentionally, or
like,
is it just because?
where do you guys think that comes from? Because Barbie, obviously, minimalist.
I think I'm
Little to none.
I used to be a minimalist for sure, and I used to make that my thing. Like, oh, I never want to. What is it? I want to be able to pack up and go quickly. Like, I don't want.
Why are you on the run?
Where are you going?
I don't know. Well, even in college, when we had to move dorms so often, it was just like, I'm not trying to live my life
That's
being like, I
fair.
need double
That's
the
actually
amount
really
of cars.
fair.
No, I was like, if I can fit everything into my little Prius, that's how I know I'm living correctly. Yeah, so I don't know if you would call that minimalist, but
I do.
well, because it's not like a lifestyle. It's not like I'm like, I'll never, you know what I mean? I feel like minimalism as like a lifestyle is different than just being a bitch who doesn't want to like have a lot of stuff.
things.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys
Minimalist in
think?
Fashion, you know,
And it's not just fashion.
all encompassing.
Yeah. But I mean, it's not just fashion. I just don't like stuff.
So, she's a minimalist.
What would you consider yourself?
I think, like you said, like I feel like I'm kind of a mediumist too. Like I'm a
Mediumist.
little bit. I went through a minimalist phase as well when I was in like high school. Like I saw like the documentary on minimalism, and I was like, oh my god, so true.
So true.
Giving Marie Kondo.
No, I like purged my closet. I went like a little extreme though. Like I bought like a bunch of like black and white clothes, and I was like, that's CS.
Oh, you were those.
But I was
kind
in
of
my
neutral.
defense. I was like 16. Okay, so like
Yeah.
I needed
Fair
that.
enough.
I needed stability.
But I feel like if you're like a minimalist, like I just feel like you're not having fun.
no, I agree. Now
I feel like there
I
are
think if you're an
theories that you're having
extreme-
more fun because you're not spending so much money on clothes and items, and you're just like you can focus
I
more
love
on life.
shopping.
That
I
brings
love-
me joy.
Shopping is,
I mean,
is
you
a
know
part
how,
of my
like,
life.
the Marie Kondo spark joy.
Yeah.
Buying sparks my joy.
No, exactly.
That's my
Exactly.
one true joy in life.
Yeah, I love to shop.
I think
love to go to
the
fair.
only time shopping has sparked joy for me has been like buying stuff for my kitty, and she doesn't even appreciate like
She was
half
like-
the toys I get
She's
her.
like, how can I bring up my cat again?
I haven't even brought up my cat this whole time. That I buy her these nice toys like robotic balls and this and that and like cute little stuff, and then she'll just be like, "Let me
She's-
just play with the box."
She's just like mommy.
I'm like, what do you mean? I would love.
She said less is more.
Yeah, I guess so. But I feel bad because if I'm out of the house for a few hours, I want her to be stimulated, you know. But she's not. She doesn't care, and I feel embarrassed because I spent like $30-something on that
You
robotic
should
ball.
be embarrassed.
What is like for each of you guys? What is like the stupidest thing that you guys have been like influenced to buy?
Literally everything. You can sell me anything online. I
But
bought,
like, what was it? What was that one? Was there ever one where you're kind of like, oh shit?
Oh,
like,
you know what I
maybe I
bought?
shouldn't have bought that.
I bought one of those like LED masks.
No, you didn't really.
Okay, I've been tempted. I'm not even gonna lie. I've been tempted to get one of those. Does it work? Is it worth it?
I don't know. It's like one of those things. Scientifically, red LED light is supposed to be good anti-inflammatory.
Yeah.
I don't know if some little mask off of Amazon is the LED,
The right amount of lumens, right?
But there was like 3 months after Christmas where I would sit on my couch for 15 minutes.
You just look like a fucking Jason the serial killer.
Did it work? Did it make a difference?
I
You
don't
look like the
know.
Phantom of the Opera.
If anything, I felt like it was like therapeutic. Like I
So
felt
it
like
made you sit, you know?
Yeah, it made me sit with
Right,
myself.
you're meditating.
Yeah.
That's the thing is like whenever I see this, I'm like, oh, maybe I should get them. I'm like, you know what? I do remind myself like this is consumerism. Like this is doing too much. I do tell myself, but then I'm not like, oh, I'm perfect. I never buy anything. I bought like a fucking hat that says film crew. It's like a trucker hat.
Okay,
Corny.
that's cool.
It's
I've
corny.
never
I
seen you
wanna-
wear that.
Well,
Yeah, what
because
did you
I
do with
lost
that?
it like a month later. My theory is that my boyfriend burned it. He didn't like. He was like, I don't like trucker hats, and I was like, but it's cute. And
I think
like, it
trucker hats are
disappeared.
cute.
It's cute, yeah. I don't think it burned it, but I lost it. I don't know. It probably died along with my Prius. It was the same era. I wore it like
probably still in
twice.
there.
Gone. But
My
I
suit
felt kind of
jacket's in that
embarrassed
car.
because someone saw it. They're like, oh, that's the Instagram hat, and I was like, oh. I was like, no one wants it. You
They
don't
said,
want.
damn, you fell for that shit.
Exactly, like oh, like we've seen that ad all over Instagram, and you're wearing it. Like that's embarrassing.
There's this goose,
No.
like stuffed animal that's on TikTok. I don't know if you guys have like gotten that ad.
I think we're
it's like,
very different for you pages.
yeah, no, it's this goose that's literally as tall as me. And
You're
it's
gonna
like a
get it.
stuffed animal,
No, I
and
would
it's
be
only
influenced.
$23.
So good.
And
Just
I-
do it.
I know I
no,
have a
I
body,
feel like it's
I don't
very
know.
on brand for you because like you also
large
have like a
goose?
skeleton that you bring out every Halloween.
Oh, you know what? That was a really stupid buy too, and I just brought him out
Why?
again. No, 3 years ago, I was at a Target, and like, did I buy it? I don't know. I thought the scan was the arm, and I just
didn't buy.
no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
No, I bought a skeleton, and it's like this 5 foot tall skeleton. His name's Lee, and
He's 5'2".
he sits in my Jeep in the back.
So
every
you drive
year
in the carpool lane.
Yeah, it's so embarrassing because last year when
What's
I brought
his name?
Lee. Last year when I brought him out, I was in a rush to work and I got pulled over because I was in the carpool lane. And I was kind of scared because my windows are tinted in the Jeep, so I was kind of like, what? How could he have seen me? And he knocks on the back window and he's like, roll this one down.
No fucking way.
Oh my god.
And I roll it down and it's just a skeleton like sitting there. And then I couldn't stop laughing. I told him, I was like, officer, I know it looks bad, but I did not buy this skeleton just to get in the carpool lane.
It's spooky season.
It's spooky season. I will fess up for the crime that I committed, but
my god.
he was not a part of it. He did nothing.
He did nothing wrong. He's not an
Don't drag
accomplice.
me into this.
But he laughed and he let me go. So that was
That's
really
so
cool.
funny.
Yeah. But that was my stupid buy. And I don't regret it, actually. You know what? Lee and I have gone through some things.
Yeah, you're bonded to the beach with us.
We're bonded. You go on the beach. So yeah, that was my stupid
And then
buy.
put him back.
What was yours?
Oh my god. Okay. Honestly, I had to really think about this earlier. I have in the past I bought from Shein, and I think that alone is a consumerism influence because everyone on TikTok was not even TikTok. It was before TikTok that I was buying it. Everyone just online was like, oh my god, it's so cheap, and I just didn't. Being a teenager, I just didn't even think about it. You know. So I think Shein in general.
Yeah.
I bought chlorophyll.
I did that.
That sounds shady.
Not for Shein. Imagine getting chlorophyll from Shein.
You got influenced to buy it.
I got influenced by chlorophyll. I don't know if it made a difference. It made my tongue green, and that's literally it.
I also did that.
Oh
I'm
my
telling
God.
you, everything that has ever been on TikTok advertised, I will do it.
if it's a wellness thing, I'm like, this will fix
I
me.
eat it up.
What was it supposed to do, the
I
chlorophyll?
don't know. I don't know. It was just people would be like, "Oh my god, clear skin," and less anxiety, and I got it.
Bitch, just eat a vegetable.
I heard clear skin, and I was like, hand it over. And I used
Did
a
it
whole
work?
bottle. I don't know. I used a whole bottle. Didn't really my skin got better, but I was doing other things too.
Oh, it's
that's
always that too, because a lot of times when you buy something wellness, you're also like, I'm gonna start changing my ways.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Like,
add
you're
this to
doing
my
a bunch of
routine. You feel
stuff.
more motivated, so you can't tell was it
You
that
know
or
which one
the
it
fact
is.
that I just got my shit together.
Yeah, I've also been influenced by book talk, unfortunately, and I read Colleen Hoover.
So bad.
Have
because
you
of
read
book
November
talk.
9?
No, but I know the line you're talking about.
Okay.
So
Did you read
bad.
It Ends With Us?
Yeah.
Did you love it?
No.
That's how I felt reading Verity. One of the
that's-
one of the
yeah.
plot lines is spoiler alerts for anybody who wants to read Verity.
Don't read it.
Don't skip. Just listen to this. But one of the plot lines is that basically she's writing the book as a ghost author for this author who becomes paralyzed.
Yeah, she's in a coma.
Yeah, the ghost author ends up stealing the husband of the paralyzed author.
She low-key sucks. I know that she's
Yeah.
the protagonist, and we're supposed to be like, oh my god, you
But
know
I was
what?
like, what a bitch.
Yeah, I'm like,
I was
that's
like,
crazy.
this woman is literally paralyzed in her room, and you're stealing her husband in front of her.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But one of the steamy plot lines is she's literally having sex with her husband in their bed, and there's literally a bite mark on the frame, and she bites on top of the bite mark. And I'm like,
she's trying to mark her territory or something.
Yeah.
It was so
I
weird.
don't get. I'm a little lost.
So she-
The ghost
Okay, so
bites onto
so the
bite mark?
ghostwriter was having sex
Is she
with
an
the
actual
husband.
ghost?
No.
No,
A
this
ghostwriter-
whole time I was thinking an actual ghost.
She was having sex with a
ghostwriter?
ghost?
do you guys know what a ghost
No,
writer
I
is?
know what a
But
ghostwriter
you
is,
said-
but you said it was horror, so
Yeah.
I was literally thinking a ghostwriter. I thought the writer was paralyzed and the ghost.
I thought it was a ghoul.
Yeah, I thought you were
goblin?
gonna talk about ghost sex, and I was okay.
Okay, a ghost writer.
literal
Yeah,
ghostwriter.
yeah, for
Literal
sure.
ghostwriter.
human being who moves
Right.
into the house with them.
So the ghostwriter who's fucking the guy, she sees his wife's bite marks on the
Yeah,
bed,
while
and
they're
she's like,
having
"Let
sex.
me get my chompers on that."
The
yeah, the
bed.
same bite mark that his wife initially had done. It was really weird.
It was
I had to put the book
kinda
down.
good.
I was like,
Kind of like Taste by Sabrina
I had to
Carpenter.
put it
Taste
down.
by Sabrina Carpenter. Yeah, but
So who does he end up with?
Oh, I mean, there's a second
Oh,
book. I
there's,
haven't
like-
read it though.
Okay, that I kind of
Yeah.
want to watch.
I remember there's like a twist at the
Yeah,
end
there's a
where it's
twist.
like you figure out
It's kinda
whether or not.
crazy. Yeah,
I thought she did kind of
The
good.
husband was low-key the bad guy at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's the one cheating.
It was.
Let's talk about it.
Well, a lot of other reasons.
Oh,
There was
you know
so
what?
much
Okay,
going on.
okay, let's not spoil it. Honestly, I'm kind of interested. But
Honestly, it was
every
kinda
other
good.
every other Colleen Hoover book, ass.
Yeah.
Booty cheeks.
No, like I read It Ends With Us, then I read Verity, and I was like, okay, I'll give her another chance. And I read another one. I don't remember what it was, but it was even worse. So
You
I
should
was
read
like,
November 9 and then come
No,
back.
for
No,
that line
no,
And then
alone.
come back.
No,
It's
did you
not
all
good.
read it?
Yes, because Miguel,
He
when we
hyped
were
it up.
teenagers, Miguel was like, I just read the steamiest book. It was
I thought it was pretty steamy.
And me and
Liked
Barbie were like
it?
waiting. We're like, when does it get steamy?
Yeah, because like
I just thought that the twists and turns and like the sex of it was. I mean, I don't read, so like
and there you have it, folks. There it is.
I read it because it was a part of like work, and I was forced to
Why was
read
that a
it.
part of your work?
I used to work as an internship for a producer, and he was looking for material to like
And
produce
he
and to
wanted
get.
November 9.
Yeah, so he
Thank
was
God.
like,
Except they did It Ends With Us. You know?
yeah.
That's
Well, they've done other Colleen Hoover books, I think.
They have?
I think so.
interesting. This is probably just one of the bigger ones.
But this was one of the ones that he was like, here's his book, read it. I want coverage by the end of the day. So I was just sitting at my desk like,
In
reading-
one day.
In one day.
Well, I mean, it's
Eating it
Colleen
up.
Hoover.
Yeah, it wasn't that hard, but I the whole time ate it up. I was like, something is throbbing.
Disgusting. Anyways.
But yeah, anyways, sorry.
That's the TikTok influences, TikTok books.
Oh, but you were talking about Shein. I remember being
yeah.
in college, just like filling up like a cart full, like
Yeah.
because you could get like a whole
so much. And
wardrobe
then
for
they have,
under
like,
$100.
discounts on top of it. Like they'll give you random coupons. So
yeah,
I could
and
get
then
like
you
a
had to
bunch
buy
of
a
clothes for,
certain
like,
amount to
$20.
get like free shipping.
even
Do you
more
guys
of a
remember when
discount.
like Shein wanted to clear its name, so they invited a bunch of influencers over to like influencers
Oh, to like their factory.
Yeah, to their factory.
That was
And then there was
crazy.
that one girl being like, "I'm smart. I like to research things for myself, so Shein's fine because I went and they were doing a great job, right?" Like it was just like this girl being like defending it for her life, but it's like she just visited one. Like it's like when you visit North Korea and it's like you have to, you
Very big jump.
no, because North Koreans.
Oh my
It's like when you visit North Korea.
End sentence. Period. Stop.
No, No, yes.
Let me explain myself. When you visit North Korea, it's a guided tour. You can't just like see what it's really like.
Yeah, okay,
That's what
okay.
I mean.
Got it.
Oh my god.
I signed up for Shein like a couple days ago.
You signed up for Shein?
Like I made an account. I've never used Shein. I've
couple
never.
days ago?
Yeah, literally a couple
Why
days
would you
ago.
do that?
Like-
Because again, there was an Instagram ad for a T-shirt, and I was like, "Wait, I really kind of like this." So I signed up, but I couldn't get past. Like I couldn't get into the actual shop because every single time there was like this spin the wheel discount, and then I would
That's what
win
they get you.
$50 off, and then I would try to exit, but it was like another spin, and then it would like double to like $250, and then I was like, okay, like can I just shop now? But every single time that I click on an item, and it's like winner, and I'm like,
That's
bro,
so scammy too.
fuck off, fuck you.
I remember when it was like everyone, because before anything had come out about it, it was new. So I was like, okay, it was like Shein, Cupshe. There was another.
Cupshe.
Cupshe was another one that was
Temu.
I thought that was
Timu.
No,
Bras.
Temu was later. Cupshe was like swimwear, I think.
Oh.
But yeah, it was all the same.
cider.
Cider. Yeah. And
Cider's
like,
cute though. They're a little bit
I
more
know, they
curated,
are a
but
little
they're
They're
bit
like
like more intentional about their marketing. I
But
feel
even
like.
then,
Let's talk
like
about it.
I will say, they're all the same. And
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
the thing is, people are like, "Oh, don't shop at Shein; it's so bad." But then you'll see
Wrongly.
those
That's the
bitches
other
on
one,
Zara,
wrongly.
and like Zara is just as bad as Shein.
Yeah,
Like
which is sad.
most of the mall clothes, which are
Are
more
all the
higher
same.
end than Shein and stuff, they're the same thing. They
yeah,
end up in
they
the
all come
landfills.
from. They all come from.
But
a
did
lot
we
of them
ever-
buy clothes from Shein and then like put
Yeah.
their tag in it. Zara's done that a bunch of times. Yeah.
But did we ever figure out what was going on with Shein?
Well, I remember when they were getting. I saw this stuff on TikTok where like people were getting messages from kids in
I
the
think that was
sweatshop.
fake.
I think it was
I
fake
feel like
too.
that was fake,
I feel like
yeah.
that was
But
fake.
if it wasn't, we're so sorry.
No, but I mean that's why I stopped shopping
Miguel
from Shein.
downloading Shein.
I know.
I think-
Literally. No,
I
I
think-
deleted it. I deleted it.
The past couple years, I've been like, okay, I'm not gonna buy from Shein. Like it's fine. But then I don't really buy it very often. But when I do, where am I getting it? Zara.
Yeah,
So it's
same
like that's
thing.
the same thing. What do? We have to thrift, I guess. But it's just what you've been
But
doing.
even thrifting has become so expensive. I went to a
Yeah.
thrift thing. The pants I wanted, I was like, how much are these pants? And they were kind of ripped. $75.
That's
At a
And I was like,
thrift?
yeah. I was
Like
like,
what,
wait, but this
Goodwill
is like
or-
Silver Lake. No, it was only like.
That's not like a thrift. That's
Silver
like a
Lake
vintage.
Flea is my enemy.
I have so much
I
hate
love
for
Silver
that
Lake
place.
Flea.
No, I hate it. I
Some
hate
of
it
the
so much.
ugliest things I've ever seen.
T-shirt, $40 with a
They
coffee
like
stain on it.
this is also what I want to talk about, where it's like sustainability becoming trendy in LA, where it's like you have to be rich to be sustainable versus like, you know, communities, low income communities,
Low income communities are
Have
low-key
been on
more, what do you call it? What's the word?
sustainable.
Sustainable. The amount, I forgot, you know, it just blipped out of my mind. The amount of plastic bags that are under my sink right now, and
100%.
not in the
That's what I'm
landfills.
saying.
I use
Like,
every single
My
plastic bag I
parents,
ever
like growing
get.
up, we would get a plastic bag after going to the grocery store, and you do a little knot, and you like just put it in
Yeah.
there. It's
Yeah.
like we're so
No, and that's what I feel like, where sustainability has become like trendy,
because it has to look
where
cute.
stores are like, hey, support us because we're becoming more sustainable. Like, you remember when Target and Walmart, now they have those thicker bags? They're like, we're
It's
being more
worse.
sustainable.
I was like,
I've
no.
never brought that
Reused,
bag.
right?
I've
Like
never
the-
reused that bag for shopping. That's going in my trash can as a
But you
bag.
also can't even put it in your trash cans because it's kind of too thick. Whereas the
Talk about it.
cheaper.
Preach
Yeah,
on that.
I wish I missed
Like,
the
I
thin
wish I had the
bags.
thin bags.
Yeah. And so
And
it's
now
like,
they're just going to the landfill just as much as the plastic, but now it's more.
I
The
feel like
thick
I use
bags are
those
also,
less.
They're like a California thing. Low-key.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I went to, I don't remember, like I went back to the East Coast, like I think in like July or something. I was in like, I think Maryland or Pennsylvania. I don't even remember where. But I went to Walmart and I was like, oh my God, thin bags. Like I was literally, I was like, this is so much more, like I can use this for my trash. way
I feel like it's
Yeah.
way worse too because they're having to use so much more plastic
they're
for
using
these
more
bags.
plastic. Like, I don't
this
see the
is
point
so
of it.
stupid. I'm like, if you're really sustainable, just don't give us bags.
And
Or
the
maybe
thing is-
charge more than 10 cents for a bag.
Ooh, yeah, like a dollar.
So yeah, so then I really
That
don't
would
want to
get me
pay for
rethinking.
it.
No, but the thing is, I noticed that, like you said, it's becoming a trend to be sustainable. So I see ads again on Instagram ad being like, this toothbrush is sustainable. This rechargeable toothbrush is different
my
than the
God,
other
yeah.
rechargeable toothbrushes. It's like, they just want you to keep buying
It's
shit.
always-
or
it's
this
still
makeup
consumerism.
compact. It's consumerism just repackaged, right? They call it greenwashing. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, this makeup thing is reusable. But now that means you gotta, the amount of people that will buy something sustainable and then keep buying to that thing, it's like not
It's not solving the
realistic.
issue.
And it's not realistic because you have to basically change your purchasing. Like, if I can't buy my Sephora lipstick anymore, I got to buy from this exact brand. It's not going to happen. What people are going to do is, oh, that's a good idea. Buy it once and then be like, okay. So then it's just another piece of trash, you know? Just so.
No, I feel like
Dumb.
I think we talked about this last season about A Good Place, how people were trying to be like, I don't know, like being better people by like shopping sustainable or like all these things. And like everyone was going to hell because like at the end of the day, it was still like, oh, even though you're trying to shop this sustainable brand, it's sustainably made by
Oh, they're
sweatshops
talking about
still.
like an apple, like buying an apple.
Yeah, buying an
and then it was,
apple,
like-
and then it was all these people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's still like I feel like it's just making people feel better,
yeah.
but still doing the same thing. And then
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
are
Wait,
trapped
point
going,
of
why are we
brainwashing.
praising bitches with Stanley cups? But I was looked weird on for having the plastic Starbucks cup and reusing it for my coffee for a week.
Because you at Starbucks.
you didn't wash that shit.
I reused. I'm not talking about the plastic Starbucks cups that you buy. It's like, not like a tumbler.
Yeah.
Like,
Who looked
literally,
at you
like,
bad
order
for
a
that?
refresher and then just keep,
Who looked at you bad for that?
The people at my office. They were like, "You got Starbucks again?" And I was like, "No, just reusing the same cup." And they were like,
That's
'Cause
what I'm
it's-
saying.
Because
It's like
if it's not trendy, it's weird. It's
yeah,
gross.
if it's not trendy, it's like cheap. Rather
like, what's so wrong about reusing this cup after?
probably like
Oh,
the
that's
plastic
disgusting.
toxins. Probably the plastic.
There's plastic in everything already. Okay.
No, but I think that's what we're talking about. Where it's like, if it's not packaged in a cute way, it's no longer sustainable. It's cheap. Oof. And like,
and that's poetry. Paula, write that down.
write that shit down. Yeah. I also want to talk about. Did you guys watch the Brandy Hellville?
I did with a documentary.
Yeah.
Oh, is that like they're playing on Brandy Melville?
Yeah. Which honestly,
You're
not seen
so
it yet.
smart.
Wait, is Brandy Melville the brand that only has like one size?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like you can't fit through the door.
That
Skinny
documentary, they were like, we're gonna touch on everything. Like they did, like there was no one point
Wait,
of the
where's the
film.
Yeah, I
documentary
did think it was a
on?
little
I
messy.
kind of want to tune in.
It was
Where
a
is
little messy because I was like, what are you talking? There was so many things wrong.
Yeah.
And
Where
then
can,
we're
where
gonna
can we
talk about all of
watch?
them.
Where can we
Yeah.
watch?
Was it on HBO? Was it on
Yeah.
HBO? I think
Yeah.
HBO.
Okay, I'm gonna watch that tonight.
Yeah.
I haven't
No,
seen
it-
it.
No,
really-
it's crazy because it talks about like
It talks about like the
ahead.
one size fits all, right? And so
Yeah.
like the problematic fat shaming,
Which I have a shirt from Brandy Melville
and he fits into it.
and I fit into it.
No, but that's the thing. Like, fat shaming people. It was also, the guy was really racist. Like one of his brands is, I can't remember the brand name, but the name of the brand is literally based on this book that's against Jewish people. And so it was like a very racist name. And that's literally the name of one of the brands of the clothes. Which is like so niche. It's just like, why? Why would you do that? Because he was very anti-Semitic.
And I was talking about like the photographer for the brand was like creepy and like would unprofessionally reach out to teenagers being like, you guys look so good, let's take pics. It was just so random. And then it was also talking about like the devastation of like the consumerism and how it's affecting the planet. So
also how they were stealing fashion ideas from kids. It's just like so many things.
Kids?
Yeah, like kids who would be in the store, they'd be like, oh, where are your pants? And then all of a sudden they'd come out with those pants. And they're like, what the fuck? But I think what was most, I wish they would have focused more on one part of the documentary, because the last part of the documentary talks about specifically this like consumerism of it and how all the textile pieces are being sent, not just of Brandy Melville, but just in general, to Ghana. And Ghana is like one of the biggest places where the U.S. sends, I think, I had to look up
textile waste.
Textile waste, 160 tons, which I have like no concept.
What is that in pounds?
300,000 pounds. I am not doing this on my head.
That makes more sense.
300,000 pounds of textile waste per day.
Oh shit! I was gonna say per day.
Per day is being sent to Ghana and just dropped there. In
Is that all from Brandy Melville?
No, not all from Brandy Melville.
I was like,
Just like U.S. like all. I don't know if it's just the U.S. or like also just any
Europe
fast
or-
fashion.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're all sending it to
General
Ghana.
fast fashion.
And I think they also talked about like something. It was like Ghana has no choice. Like I think they were being fined if they said like, "Hey, stop sending us to this."
I don't
So
know
Why
how
would
that
they be
ends up,
fined?
but
How does that work?
there's some sort of like trade agreement. I can't remember, but the people in Ghana are literally being forced to work with this, and they're being sustainable because they're talking about like 40% of the clothes that they got there were unusable because fast fashion has made clothes so like trashy that by the time they get to them, they don't even work. So they're just literal textile waste. And you see one of the shots is like they're like trying to sew these pieces back together because they're stuck with it. There's nothing they can do. And
Yeah,
so
I
it's just,
remember seeing like walking through the market, like it looks like a swap meet, except it's all like these designer clothes that we're over here in the United States paying like, I don't know, like $50 to $80 for like a jacket or a sweater, and there's tons of it there, and it's like they're wearing Zara, they're wearing, you know, Banana Republic or whatever, and it's just like, damn, like we are so awful.
Yeah, and we're
Like,
literally-
what's
So
going
do they
on?
do that because they get so much of it and they just don't know what to do with it?
Yeah, there's nothing like I think it's all one of the videos is like it's all in their ocean, and they tested the fish there, which it's like a ocean. I guess like a they eat
and
a
then
lot.
there's like cloth in the fish or something.
Yeah,
right?
there's literally
like fabric.
So like
yeah.
the fish have to eat the
my
clothing,
God.
the textiles. The people eat the fish. So it's just like it's ruining so much of their economy, of their livelihood, of their like wellness.
And that's the thing is like a lot of people, Western people, be like, oh, like the other countries, they're like so trashy and dirty, and it's like, bitch, who do you think sending all the trash? to
we're
them?
sending it to them as a dumping ground, and it's just,
I think it's like the craziest thing. Have you guys ever gone to like a landfill, like a genuine landfill? I went to, I was so confused. I was like helping a friend move, and he was like, you want to come over to the landfill? And I was like, yeah, I've never been. They literally dig huge holes in the ground.
just
Yeah.
bury that
And
shit.
then you just pull up your truck
Dump
and
it.
just like push it out into the
Literally
hole.
filling the land.
And then,
That's
yeah, you just pay for like, I think you pay for like a ticket or something. And then like you just dump whatever shit you want in there. And then like when you're driving back, you can see what they've already covered up.
So you just
Wow.
pay a couple bucks and it's like you just throw your
Yeah, you can dump anything you want. It's
have
like
a body.
I've never
Yeah, I was gonna say a
seen.
body.
body.
I've never experienced anything like it was so weird. It was so weird.
No, I
What if
never-
we took the trash and sent it to space? What if we launched it out of our ass?
But I feel like what is the solution? Like
Stop
should we
making
stop
clothes.
should we stop burning shit?
I think just stop
I
making
think
clothes at
no,
this point.
literally, we don't need to be
Yeah.
making clothes.
Literally don't.
We don't need more cloth.
We don't
like,
need like 80% of the stuff that like.
No, I
We
was,
can just reuse. Like you can
like
recycle
think
the
about
fabric.
it. If you've walked into one Forever 21, that could just one Forever 21 can provide the clothing for like an entire city.
100%.
Yeah, but like what if it doesn't fit my physique?
They would be very poorly dressed.
What if we're
But
just like not into the pattern? No,
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, the amount of clothes we have in existence is like, we could all have my size wardrobe.
But genuinely, like, what is the solution? It's not just clothes. Like, even like eggs and beef and dairy. Like the way that those are releasing a bunch of carbon emissions or whatever, and we're just kind of like, oh, I want my eggs at the Walmart or at the whatever. And it's you can choose. You can choose to go drive to a farm, I guess. That's not realistic, you know? The only way to be sustainable is literally to be like a homestead, which is not going to happen.
I mean, that's literally what they did in The Good Place, where it was like that one guy that they were like, oh, like he figured it out or whatever. Like, he's got it figured out or whatever. And he still couldn't make it. Like, he was living off the land. He was like doing everything himself. Let people walk all over him, and he still couldn't like get into heaven.
And has everyone seen The Good Place?
Have you not?
I've never seen it.
Whoa!
Please watch it. It's so good.
I want to.
No, but
that's
that's the other thing where it's also sustainability is also so elitist, because even communities like low income communities live in food deserts where they don't have access to like healthy food. Like they don't have grocery stores in
They're
walking
famished.
distance.
You know what's sinister? And I think Nestle is going down for this. But
Whoa. Not the name drop.
So I'll do it myself.
We don't know. Don't come and sue us. This is all
It's sinister.
speculation.
No, there's literally a lawsuit going
lawsuit.
on. Yeah. But I don't know what's about this, but Nestle's kind of corrupt. And apparently,
Great milk. Love the strawberry
love
Nesquik.
the strawberry Nesquik.
Love what you've done with the strawberry.
Yeah.
But that aside, there are places in Mexico that it's cheaper to buy Coca-Cola than it is to buy water.
I've heard that, yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. Clean water. Also, what are we going to do about that? Paula?
We're going to solve it right here. I just think that's insane.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I think a lot of the problems...
Corporate greed.
Yeah. A lot of the things is like we can talk about these things, but at the end of the day, the fuck we going to do about it?
No, because we literally can't do anything. Like, that's the part of it being elitist. It's like, we can do our parts, but
Yeah.
we're still so limited in our resources. We're not the billionaires who can come in and
It's
fix
not your
everything.
fault,
Which
basically.
also, let's talk about that. Jeff Bezos.
are you
Let's, like,
doing?
use your money. Elon Musk. Like,
Why
what are you
does
doing?
why doesn't he want to donate like a little stimulus?
Because it would take, like, nothing for them to
Right.
just help
Taylor
people.
Swift as
And
well.
to just, no, exactly.
Someone did
Like,
someone
all
did a
the
breakdown of how
billionaires.
much money Taylor Swift makes and how much a coffee would cost to her, like a Starbucks. So you see her drinking Starbucks. Starbucks would be like an equivalent of like 20 cents, or like buying a house was only her $1 million house was equivalent to $60,000. And I was
wish.
like, this is insane.
That's wild.
No, I feel like everyone, if you've hit the billion mark, you need to start distributing. Like,
But okay,
nobody
let me-
should be a billionaire.
There
Let
is
me-
no billionaire that's ethical,
No,
and that
exactly.
includes Beyonce. I'm sorry.
You can't be.
Let me play devil's advocate.
Okay. Who asked?
Me as a
Who asked the devil to advocate?
me
one man.
as Jeff Bezos.
Hey,
Why is it my responsibility?
Hey,
Why is it my responsibility to fix all of your bitches'
because
problem?
you have the money.
You have the
It's,
resources.
no,
Okay,
I, don't
I
think it's his
earned my-
respons-
I earned the money.
No. I don't think
It's my money.
Hold on. I don't think it's Jeff Bezos' responsibility. I think it's the government's responsibility to hit a limit on these people, tax them more or whatever.
Yeah.
Just like, you can't make more than this amount because at that point you're just exploiting, and it's not gonna happen though. Who cares?
Yeah,
What are we doing?
even if it's not technically like, oh, like you have to do this. Like, no, you don't have to. But to be a good person,
You should want
Not
to.
even to be
Yeah.
a good person, but like if you want an economy that's like functioning.
yeah, no, because they're like single handedly ruining everything. for
Yeah,
everyone
like, at
else.
the
But
end of
you're
the-
still gonna be ordering on Amazon Prime.
I know.
no, because like what else?
2 day shipping.
That's the thing, sometimes- you know, sometimes.
Four bitches that know nothing, just sitting there and telling each other exactly.
No, okay, here's the thing though. Sometimes I'm like, I want to order something on Amazon. I'm like, no, I should be more sustainable. I'm gonna get something from Walmart. I'm like, where else am I gonna get it?
Wait a minute.
There are
Because I'm like, oh, let me go to Target.
And
it's
because
the
of
same
like the
thing.
way that everything has become online, it's very hard to find specific things that you need at Walmart, at Target,
Yeah.
or whatever. Like, what happened to the mom and pop?
And then
No,
if you want to buy sustainable, or you want to support like a mom and pop shop or like a black owned business or all
$40
these,
for a
yeah,
candle.
Yeah.
it's expensive, and like you have to go to a specific area where that one solo
because
store
there's such
is.
like individual shops,
Yeah.
like in very specific. I mean, in LA, there's like a bunch of them,
Right.
but they're
And then
all
we're talking
so
about just
expensive.
And,
we
you know,
like convenience.
In other
Yeah.
countries, though, like for example, like my family's from Quito, Ecuador, and so we were living there, and around the corner, all kinds of stuff. There's a papeleria, there's a bakery, there's a this, there's a. So they are specified shops, but they're all like extremely walking distance on every single other corner.
That's literally
And it's
what would
for-
fix America.
Yeah, like that's. That's
Here's a solution.
no, like
got it.
literally, like you just go to. Oh, I need a pen. Okay, I don't need to go to the
to the pen
superstore. I'm gonna go
store,
to the pen store, bro. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go to the paper and pen store. Oh, I need bread. I'm gonna go to the bread store. I'm gonna get certain groceries. I'm gonna go to that store. That's I feel like how it should be,
think-
but we don't have that anymore, and we really don't have that choice.
When we make something into like a superstore or like a super whatever, I think that's
Yeah.
when it stops being ethical.
a
Like
Walmart
like
Supercenter.
No, like a
Love.
super. Like we'll like go there for my
used to have
groceries. Yes.
Target used to have the big ones, and they were
The
called
2-story
It was called something that was like evergreen, or I don't know what it was. It had like a green logo on
Target
it.
green.
I don't know what
It was like a massive Target
Yeah,
or something.
Yeah, which is the greenwashing because
Yeah.
if you look at it, they're literally coming. All the items coming from the same place.
Yeah.
They're not doing anything more ethical. Like it's all the same bitches making it. Like it's not.
So how much should we be responsible for, really?
Yeah, I used to do this thing where I would only eat beef like once or twice a year because I was like, I want to do good with the planet. The beef industry
Was
is
that
evil.
after what was it? Okja. What was the one about the cow?
I love
That's not
Okja.
about the cow. It's about a pig.
Whatever.
They're both animals.
Close enough.
Anyways, no, he's not after Okja. It was just like I don't know, something that bothered me. I was just kind of like, oh my god. Oh, I remember seeing like somewhere in Brazil they were cutting down the Amazon so we could have more
Oh my God,
more
yeah.
cows.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I don't eat beef that bad. But did I ever stop eating yogurt? That's a story.
Well.
For
But
another
I feel
day.
like I feel like giving up things like that is something that does make a difference because at the end of the day, companies are based on consumerism. So if less people are consuming it, there's less.
I mean, that's why boycotting has like
demand.
been working.
Yeah,
like
supply and demand.
boycotting Starbucks
Yeah,
and
but
stuff like that. Like has
how-
actually made a difference.
You know, how many people? I saw like some study or some calculation that was like if everybody just ate meat like
one day less.
one day less, it would make such a huge difference. But people don't.
And
give
that's
a
what I'm
shit.
saying. Like your advocacy or like your small whatever you do does make a difference, especially if you get other people on board.
What is it, the
Yeah.
Lorax? Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing will happen. It will not.
What is the one? What is
Don't ask me
the?
why I haven't.
I don't know why it gave me Smokey the Bear. Only you can
Only
prevent.
you. Smoking Bear's kind of hot. Have you seen him shirtless?
Pause.
Isn't he all? Hold on. But I think it is important to like not to have the hopeless mentality for sure.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I mean, what is that? I can't remember any sayings right now.
At the end of the day, it's another day over.
But it's I don't know where to go from that. But what they try to do is they want you to feel powerless because if you're
Yeah.
powerless, then you don't do anything and they can keep doing things. But they create things because we consume them. If we consume them less, supply and demand, they're gonna create less, right? And so it's getting.
Or are they just going to create a new thing that you're going to consume?
But that's the thing. It's
Probably.
like
Right now, it's the internet. You bitches are like scrolling.
Yeah.
We are the next product.
Yeah.
No, but you know what's crazy is that AI apparently is bad for the environment because it takes
Yeah.
I heard that
like
too.
like it takes like computer machines to be constantly running and it's like really bad. It's
Like, energy
emitting
is, like,
carbon emissions.
yeah, it's, like, so
And I'm
much energy that it
Who
needs.
the fuck? Like, why does it when I search in Google like how many toes do cats have? It'll be like
The AI thing.
it'll be
Yeah.
like AI overview. I didn't ask for that. Can we stop destroying
Yeah.
the planet? I just get so.
There's a lot of stuff we just like don't have control over.
No, but I think AI, honestly, I do everything with AI.
That's not.
Every
Well,
single
honestly,
thing.
in my
Like if I
field-
need AI to draft like an email for me, I just tell it
Are
that.
you kidding me, dude?
If I needed to
Well, if
do,
you know now that it's bad for the environment, are you still gonna do it?
yeah.
even in my field,
Like literally, there was one where I said somebody wanted me to do like an interview, and it was like a question, and it was gonna go on this like website, and I didn't know what to say eloquently, so I told Google Gemini. I was like, "Hey, I'm being interviewed for this. This is what it's about. X, Y, Z. Can you write me a paragraph?"
No, I am so
Hit
against
send.
that.
even in my field, because social work, mental health, it's really like all about time management, hours and stuff. Almost everyone I've met in the field uses AI to create treatment plans.
And that's a lot of
insane.
jobs
So
too.
sad.
Like,
When people are
sad.
showing me that, they're like, this is how you save yourself time so you can get, because it's all about capitalism. It's like, I need you
it's
to do
getting
things
it faster.
Yeah, I
it's
need
like
you to do things
we're
faster.
like a convenience society, but to the extent that we've made everything so inconvenient. Where it's like same for public transportation. Public transportation is so convenient,
That it's
but we've inconvenienced ourselves by making everything car centric.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like I don't know. Like I feel
we're
like
so
America.
fucked.
No, we're screwed. We're cooked.
Chat, we're so cooked. But I promise you, Barbie, literally, like, you're shitting on me for like using Google Gemini. But when the day comes that Adobe Premiere launches an AI color correcting like feature, you will use it.
That's actually not true. Adobe Photoshop already has generate whatever.
Or whatever it is.
I don't use
Where
it.
you're,
I don't use it because I get mad because I'm like, okay, I can figure out this myself. Like,
I don't think that's true.
it's true. I'm using.
She says that until her deadline's tomorrow.
Yeah, literally.
No,
Her deadline to edit this podcast.
Why would,
were
I need,
always-
why would I need a computer to find the LUT for me when I could just download a fucking LUT.
Well, I mean, call it whatever you want. There will come a point where editing software will do whatever you don't want to do
That's
better
true.
than you.
There's like people already are using Premiere to like edit interviews because it'll like.
I think it's also going to get to a point where we don't have a choice.
Yeah, it's like you either
That's
keep up
like
with the times
already
or you're out.
happening.
Even like you Googling something and not even have a choice that the
Yeah.
AI comes for it. I just think the
Yeah.
way our society's going, we're not going to have, there's a lot of things that we don't have a choice in. And we just got to do our best with
So
what
then
we have
Yeah.
choice.
what happens with you, Paula? You're in like this world where you're writing poetry, you know, people are doing novels and stuff like that. When you see like AI coming in, you see like these stories of AI writing books, AI writing scripts and stuff like that.
Are
I
you
call
digging in your
bullshit.
boots?
No, I call bullshit. Like that. I don't think I have read AI writing, and it's like so easy to clock when something's written by AI. Like
For
I
you.
promise.
No, but here's the thing.
No,
for
but I
you,
think
the amount of like uneducated folk who would just read stuff and like that's
Eat it
real.
up.
Oh,
videos,
100%.
voiceovers.
But then
that they're
there
Even
like,
like
are-
that's
AI
real.
fake
Yeah.
news.
Yeah.
People are like,
But that's like
That's
for
crazy.
like the average person. But then it's like people talk about like, oh, AI is gonna like take writers'
Creatives,
jobs. That's
yeah.
just like not true because.
Oh,
like,
you don't think that could happen?
No, I don't think so. Because
think so.
professionals in the industry are able to clock what's real and what's not. Like, sure, the average person won't be able to, but where the quality matters, people will be able to clock it. I think that there are jobs at risk, of course. Like, I'm not like ignorant to that, but I don't think it's as like easily replaceable as people are making it seem.
Well, Richie talked about it last season too, where there was like a
AI
there-
writing
AI
news.
writing like journalism
Yeah.
and
Journalism
stuff.
news,
So I wonder what came of that. But I feel like, and AI has only been around for what, like the past couple of years, and
Yeah.
already
Dude,
like
and
it's
they're
getting
integrating
so.
it to
Yeah.
I swear, I
Everything.
feel like I saw a fridge at Best Buy that said AI included. Sorry. It's
Bless
okay.
you.
But I think that there's like, yeah, AI is just getting so integrated with
why would
every
they need
single
an AI
thing.
fridge? Like, what is that doing?
Just the same
No,
reason why
people
some
who have smart screen
screens,
fridges,
yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm like,
Miguel,
What do you
literally Miguel's
It's not a
fridge.
smart screen. it's
No,
just like
it's just
another.
like-
It's just another.
Can you play like Subway Surfers on it? Like that's what I
Yeah.
really want to know.
What are you doing? What are we doing?
Or like
What are we
vapes that
doing?
have like
The
screens on them.
vapes with the phones, I've
Well,
seen
yeah,
that
and then
all
you
the
can, like-
time
and then I'm
lately.
like,
That you
dude,
can like
that's
go on
so-
Instagram while vaping. Addiction in an addiction. That's
That's
insane.
This is where we come
That's
from.
We're
exactly-
so
that's where
cooked,
we're
bro.
cooked.
Can we
We're
get some W's in the chat? No, it's actually really like I wonder what it's gonna be like 10 years from now.
And the thing is, we're like adults living through this, but there are kids.
The literacy level is at an all-time low. Like I was
for
teaching in a school
sure.
for a few months, like this past year, and like the kids, I loved my classroom. I loved the kiddos I taught, but they were cooked. Like I'm not gonna lie, they were like fifth graders,
Brains,
fifth and
skinny
sixth
people.
graders, and they just like one of them asked me how to spell wife one time, and I was like, oh my god, I was
Wife?
like wife, WIFE, and they were like 12, and I was
No,
like,
it
oh
is
my
so,
god, like,
so
it
wild.
made me
Fuck.
sad. Like.
I heard a kid talking to their mom at the store and be like, "Mom, POV when you blah blah," and I was like,
You're
this child
lying.
is like
Oh my
5 years old. I
God.
was like, "Get him off the phone." That's so
That's
just.
crazy.
No, that's a crazy thing. Like people, they just like give their children like phones and iPads unrestricted, and I'm like, listen, like I grew up in like a conservative religious house and everything, and like obviously that sucks for a lot of reasons. However, I'm kind of grateful for like
She
the
went
screen
outside.
restrictions.
She
I
touched
went
grass.
outside. I was on
Yeah.
my bike. I was having a
I was digging
childhood.
holes.
No, exactly. Like I had one of the kids in one of my classrooms stood like I was an assistant teacher, and one of them stood up and turned to teacher, and she said he was like. Oh, Israel or Palestine, and asked her to like pick a side. This kid was like 7 years old.
Oh my god, that's
Oh,
crazy.
wow.
And I was
That's
like,
so
and he,
much.
for him, it was like a
Easy,
meme. Like he was
accessible.
laughing.
Yeah,
at
it's
it. It was
gotten
a meme
so
to him.
That's why I'm
crazy.
like,
It was scary.
like,
and
I
he
just feel
asked
like small
Biden or
children
Trump.
don't need to know about politics. I'm
No.
like, what are you adding?
But it's
Yeah.
like, but
That's so
if it's
scary.
not that, it's like the complete opposite. Like a couple weeks ago, I was at a party, and it was like a family party, and there was this girl. She's like in middle school, and we were just talking about like lingo, like how much it's changed. And I was like, "Do you know like Queen, Slay?" And she's like, "No." And I was like, "Oh." And I was like, "So what do you guys say?" She was like, "Well, do you know like skibbity toilet?" and I was like, "Wait, what does that mean?" And I forgot
I
what
still
she
know
said,
what
but
that
I still don't
means.
know what it means.
No, I have no
And then
idea.
she was like, "Well," she was like, "For example, you know, like sometimes you got to have that like alpha riz." And I was like, okay, I feel like I get that one, right?
Yeah.
Like alpha, you're and then I told
Not
her, I was like,
beta.
"Do you know where riz comes from?" And she's like, "What are you talking about? It's a word. It's its own word." And I was like, "You stupid
Oh
bitch."
my god.
Like, it comes from the word charisma. And there's just so much lingo that they're using. And she's like, "Dude, your aura, like negative 1,000.
This is just TikTok speak.
The
basically.
negative thousand
But-
thing
but she-
scares me low key because
but-
I'm like, why are we talking like video games? Are you
And
guys
it's
online
so
that much?
insane because they're actually like talking like this.
Yeah.
How
Like,
we
out loud.
were.
Like the way you would be
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah,
I
That's a good point. That's a good point.
My sisters are millennials. We went on this trip to Santa Barbara, a little family trip. They stayed up till 2 a.m. They were like, what is Riz? What is Slay? Like, guys, like, I don't. And I can just like hear them whispering, like giggling, trying to figure it out.
We're not like better. Every generation thinks that they're better, right? We're not.
I don't think we're better, but I don't think we were like that.
No, not when we're younger.
Now
But now we're
Well,
just
it's
as
also
cooked.
because like we grew up kind of like as technology
Was coming-
was
yeah.
starting to like come into our lives, while these kids are
stood a
there when it's
small
fully
chance.
developed.
Yeah.
You know,
But I also feel like, you know, when I was working at my corporate job, I was clearly Gen Z. I'd be like, oh my God, Slay. Oh my God, okay, so like,
Period queen.
it's giving this, it's giving that. And then my boss would be like, oh my God, like, this bitch, so like, act like.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It is very eye opening, and I'm really looking forward to.
we're just getting old.
The next 10
like
years.
that's all it is. We're just like seeing
I
seeing
know,
these
we're
kids the way that like
we're getting
millennials
cringy.
view.
Oh
Yeah,
my God,
no, exactly.
We're the new cringe millennial, honestly.
Even having this
God.
podcast, everyone's just like, dude,
no,
what
actually-
the fuck? Like, can you guys shut the fuck up?
Maybe if we said skibidi toilet. a
Skibidi
couple more
toilet
times.
Riz Aura 1000.
So gross. Anyways, how did we get here? Where are we going?
How did we
What do
get
we
here?
do now?
Well, I think let's give our last ups, and then let's wrap it out.
Our ups. Okay, yeah, that was all depressing. What is something you're looking forward to in the universe?
Oh,
Oh God.
In the universe?
Please
yeah,
give
like
us
in the
hope.
universe.
That's so broad.
Something hopeful in your life.
Okay,
Give
I'm
us a little word of hope.
so excited for my little kitty cat to just grow.
Oh,
I just love her.
wow.
That's-
She's
I'm in my mother era
she really is. She's mothering.
I'm
She's
mothering.
mother.
Is she getting milk from your teat?
every day. 5 a.m.
God. Something I'm hopeful for. I don't know. I feel like as much as the world is decrepit and decaying, I feel like there is still so much creativity. I think we have done a lot of growth in advocacy, in, you know, people being seen, things being normal, people being allowed to express themselves. So I am excited for seeing more people be different and everyone be okay with it. I love that.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I think the opposite.
He said, I'm tired of seeing you be different.
No, I think I'm just looking forward to, just experiencing life. I think I realize that, you know, everyone is experiencing life for the first time. There's no one that knows like what they're doing.
That's true.
So I feel like that makes me a little more calm in a sense of like,
No one knows what they're doing.
yeah, no one knows what they're
Yeah.
doing. But I still think all together we could do a lot.
Yeah.
If we,
Oh, it's beautiful.
but that's what I'm hopeful for.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think it's just about being loud and being, I don't know, like I think embracing like you said, like the fact that we're different and everything is always something to look forward to like seeing that develop every day. And I think that like, okay, like yeah, every generation thinks that they're different, but I do think there's like something to say for the fact that I think our generation is pretty loud about like all of these issues that we're dealing with. And I think it's because like the one good thing about the internet is that it's given us all this information to be easily accessible so we can learn about what's wrong in the world. And then we can actually like talk about it and try to do our part in it. And I think it's always something to look forward to. And you can also just look forward to going to get coffee, which I'm going to do after this.
Speaking of looking forward to things, what do you have going on? Do you have any projects you want to promote?
Something you want to plug?
Yeah, plug everything. Actually, everything you've ever done.
Yeah,
Go
where
ahead
can
and plug
people
everything.
where can people find you?
I'm on Instagram at Pluto Paula, and my my poetry account for my poetry events is Welcome to Pluto's. And what do I have? I don't know when you guys are publishing this episode, but I have an event on October 12th that
Come
people should
through.
come to. I have not posted about it yet, but by the time this is
Okay,
out,
we got an
probably
exclusive.
Wait, when is it?
October 12th,
I think this. What day is that?
Saturday.
Oh, wow.
I think that'll go out the Tuesday before that.
Oh my god,
So,
amazing!
perfect.
So,
So
come to my
come
show
to.
October 12th and in
comes out
LA.
after.
Information is on Welcome to Pluto's.
And then we'll link your book in the description. But what's the name of the
I
book?
forgot to say, it's Penance of the Byronic Hero. It's a really
So
long
good.
title.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, but thank you so much for coming on. I feel like that was heavy. So I hope you get your coffee. Thanks for your
Okay, I love to
input.
yap, so
Oh, girl,
Period.
Me too.
yeah.
What did you think? Since, as our first guest, like, what's your review of your experience here?
My review, I think this chair like creaks a lot and that
we
makes
get
me
on your
anxious.
chair.
I think it's like the
She
one
said
thing.
up the budget.
My bad.
I think it just creaks a lot. And I'm like scared to move. I've been like
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm just like I hope the audio isn't too bad.
I was hoping you were to say, "Oh my god, it was amazing. Thanks, no notes."
No,
but
it
okay.
did. It slayed.
That was
One
what you were
note, the
supposed to say.
chair.
We're cutting that out, actually.
Like you came in here,
want
like,
No
try again.
criticism.
like the temperature in the room might be a little too hot. It's a little warm.
It is a little warm.
It's a little warm.
There's
I've,
also
like,
nothing we can do about that.
I've dealt with warmers, so
Okay.
I'm not complaining
Hell
about
yeah.
that. I feel it.
Purr.
Yeah.
All right, guys,
Temperature's
that's been our show. This has been Paula. This is the Lord Far Squad Pod, and we are so happy to have you again. See you next week.
Well, we have to say goodbyes.
Oh.
My name is Miguel. You can find me on Instagram at MiguelXAntonio.
I'm Mandy. You can find me Amanda Harrison.
I'm Barbie. You can find me at Created by Barbie. See you next week.
Cut.
I'm sweaty.
The Lord Far Squad podcast is hosted by Amanda Harrison, Miguel Antonio, and Barbie Chavez. Listen wherever podcasts are available. Our producer is Richard Cunningham. Our artwork and photography is by Axel Rivera. Special thanks to Lorena Latorre, Jared Jamieson, Georgia and Lucas Marcondes for our theme song. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Lord Far Squad Pod. Got a question or a story? Email us at thelordfarsquadpodcast@gmail.com.